Today I'm going to talk about how twin flame connections can create a Kundalini awakening. And if you paid attention, I said how and I didn't say if. And I'm going to use my experiences and my knowledge because I had a Kundalini awakening with a twin flame connection. So I'm going to give you my first-hand experiences combined with my scientific research. Hi, my name is Rita Simon and you are watching the series Awaken, where I take mystical concepts and my mystical experiences and translate them with science. So in order to understand the process, I'm just going to quickly explain what are you in reality. So in the very middle of you is your Kundalini line. This is your unconscious. In my opinion, this is the second dimension. And this is the reptile system in us. But we are never really aware of it because as soon as we are born, we are already in a mammalian system. And the mammalian system is actually the second level, and that is the subconscious. And it's in the attachment system, and that is actually the body. And the third level is going to be in this three-level system is the primate level. It's going to be the group thinking. This is going to be society, and this is going to be how we see perceptions. And we all go through every single stage as we mature by age. And this whole system is going to be fully developed by the age of 25. And depending on what types of trauma you had at what age, from the very first time you were in your mother's womb, because you already have a nervous system, this is what is going to determine how you perceive reality. And this is going to create two huge separations within you. The first one is going to be the head. This is the external awareness. This is the external self. How others see you. This is the adult self. This is the mind connection to the body. This is how the mind actually sends down a signal into the body and is going to tell the body how to feel. And it's going to go against a completely different system, a completely different self, and it's going to be the internal awareness or the internal self, and it's going up. And it's going to be your impulses. This is the energy. This is the self. This is when you are angry. And the way it works is that this is the child self. And what you have to know about this is that this is the body to mind connection. And these two are always going like this because you have two systems. You have one that comes from top to down, and at the same time you have the down to top. So the impulse goes up into your brain, and depending on what connections you created as a child, your brain is going to determine what you perceive from reality, and that is going to send the signal down to your body, and that is going to recreate it. And that's how kind of it creates this internal loop. And this is what we are trying to break up with a twin flame connection, so we can have an awakening and we can heal these inner blocks, this brokenness inside us. And in just a few minutes, you are going to know how to do that. So the very first step you can do is, and you should do is, you fix your brain, because that is the easiest. Your thoughts, your thought patterns is going to be a lot easier to change compared to your emotional state, because if you remember, your emotion or your mental state is going to have a direct link to how you feel. And this is what cognitive behavioral therapy is really good for. But what you can do on your own is understanding others, because this is how others see me is going to be the way I see myself. So look into defense strategies, look into the 4 attachment types, look into different personalities. And I'm not talking about looking up the horoscope, I'm talking about professional systems. There are plenty of them, like the Big Five or the Enneagram, and how they see themselves. And this is going to be where the soulmates are. So when you meet a soulmate without any inner work, your soulmate is going to be someone who actually has the same perception, the same defense mechanism, the same belief system. And that's why you feel so calm, so good, you feel like home. And it's the same when you go overseas and you meet people who are from the same country or from the same religion that you are from, because the belief system is similar. You feel understood, you feel validated, you feel good. And when somebody is very, very similar to you, that is going to be your soulmate. That's why you feel that, oh, it's like I've known this person forever, and you really love that person because you feel really, really calm. Yes, in reality, you actually love yourself, because that person is nearly an identical copy of you. There will be some differences, but predominantly you are going to be similar. That's why you understand each other so much. And this is what you actually can create, and this is what I would say spirituality and most religions in the beginning try to create. That you push yourself away from yourself and you try to understand everyone. So basically you become everyone, because when you create everyone's belief system within you, everyone is going to feel like a soulmate to you. So you feel a very I wouldn't say deep connection, because the deep connection is going to be in the body, but you will feel very connected to everyone, because every single belief system is going to be equal for you. So you will feel that you belong no matter who you are talking to, because you are going to have everyone's belief system within you, because you have accepted that. And you will feel like a soulmate connection with everyone. But the problem here is that what you don't see is that you are not connected to the deeper self, and that is in the body. And that's why you can feel that something is missing, or you feel empty, because this internal energy is disconnected from you, because the energy is really outside of you. So it's a different, you are very connected to this type of awareness. And this type of awareness can be an awakening, that you are very aware of everyone. But the problem is that if you are not connected to the self, you don't really have a self-awareness. And this is a problem. Because in reality, you are not connected. You cannot be connected to other people if you are not connected to yourself. It's like you cannot just plug something into the wall if there is nothing at the other end. So it has to be plugged into both sides. And if you are not connected to yourself, you won't feel or see differences between people. It's like everyone is equal. I just love or like everyone equally. But in reality, without feeling differences, nobody can trigger out this inner part of you, the inner wounds, because what you don't see is that you are blocking it. So they are triggering actually you, but you repress that version of yourself, so you don't have connection. This part of you cannot come up in the brain. There is an inner block, and that's how everyone seems equal, and this is actually not real. And that is why also when you are with a soulmate, you understand each other. I had this type of connection very long time ago, and I had this best friend who was an amazing guy. We were such a good friends, and I never felt understood so much, and I could open up to him so much. And after I think 2 years, we decided, oh, we can we are such a good friends. Maybe we should try a relationship. Like that was a time when actually both of us were single. And it was just so flat. There was just no spark there. And it was such a huge disappointment for both of us. But this is the thing, that when you are too similar with another person, the understanding, the perception is going to be the same, but there is no spark because there is nothing. You cannot improve with a person who is exactly like you. And that's why the body is actually attracted to someone who has the mirroring down, so you are not too similar, there is some gap in between you, because this is a learning curve you need, and this is where twin flames are going to come in. So the soulmates are going to be mirroring you completely, perception and everywhere, and twin flames are going to be completely the opposite. So opposite on the surface, on the perception level. This is where the defense strategies, this is where the adult self is, this is where the ego is, but the same in the body, the same wound in the body, the same childhood wound, the same trauma, the same insecurities. And this difference is going to give that buzz, because your nervous system grabs onto that person. It's just like, yeah, this is what you need. This is what is missing from you. And that's why with a soulmate, it's not going to do that. It makes you bored of that person, because that person is nothing new. You cannot evolve. And I'm not saying that you don't need to feel this way. So this soulmate level is very good for everyday people. But when you are in a romantic relationship, you have to be able to connect to a different version of yourself, a different consciousness. And this is going to be the body where the attachment systems are. And the attachment system is going to be between the child and the parent. And it's also going to be exactly the same between the two romantic partners. So only these type of attachments are going to be triggered here. And what a twin flame connection tries to show you is that what is repressed in you. Because in reality, you created a self-defense mechanism. That is how you behave. This is how you react when something is coming up, something that is negative. And the partner is going to react in an opposite way. But in reality, your partner actually just a representation of that part of you that couldn't evolve, that is repressed, that is in a very undeveloped stage. And when you allow this up, if you let your guard down, if you allow the control go down, you allow this version of you come up that had never any chance to evolve. So you create equality, you make them equal, and you make them integrate. And this is when you can have a Kundalini awakening. Because when you are in a twin flame connection, certain parts of you are triggered that you haven't seen before. Because only a romantic relationship can trigger those parts. A person cannot. You have to be able to love the person, and love is a very deep connection. And that's when you get hurt, because you don't understand the person. And it's not about, is the other person good or am I good? Both of you have negatives and positives. But what you can do is you can see these wounds now. You have to see those insecurities, and you have to start healing those. And this is the biggest key to awakening, because when you are able to accept those very negative, those very disgusting parts in you that are not disgusting, you have to understand it, society labels it disgusting, but I would say that hundreds of years ago or thousands of years ago, certain things labeling made sense because they couldn't allow people to do certain things. But we are not on the same awareness level now. We don't have to be so repressed by rules and shaming people People are a lot more aware now, and we live in a completely different society. And as soon as we accept our own thoughts, that's when we can accept the thoughts of others. And when you see that everyone has disgusting parts, everyone has terrible parts, you will realize that if everyone is insane, then nobody is insane. It's just how reality is. And that is so important, because when you get connected to your twin flame, your deepest parts are going to be triggered, and these very deep parts are going to come up. And my inner experience was like, who is this person in my body? And I did things I could never imagine I would be doing. It changed me so much. So these type of relationships are very transformational. But if you try to react from your adult self and push that version of you down, that version can never come up. And what you have to do is you take a completely different way of saying. It's like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to show me? So you see that new version of yourself as your child, because that's the child self. And you become your own parent, the parent you never had. And instead of judging that this is bad, this is you shouldn't do, and you are a naughty person, you will be like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? What is the deal? What's hurting you? What is really behind of your own behavior? What are you trying to show me? And what you have to understand is that many times when these parts are coming up in you, they can be very disturbing, but when you actually allow time, they will change. When you see what they are trying to show you, and the way you should label it, don't label it, don't judge it, don't try to understand it. It's like, okay, it's something new, and you wait, and you will see it. When it changes, you will see what it really tried to tell you. Because the biggest truth is that you cannot see outside of your own reality if you try to label everything from things that already exist. So if you try to see beyond, to see the real truth, you wait. And your inner self is going to show it to you. If you pay enough attention, and if you give enough time, and you are not judgmental. See you in my next video.